Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Robert Prill and I'm presenting on behalf of the Scientific Medical Journal Group, which is an activity group within the EVBRES initiative. The EVBRES initiative, as you all know, is funded by the European Cooperation in Science and Technology, so-called COST, and therefore I have to state the funding for our project here. The title of the project we are working on at the moment is Protocol for a Mixed Method Approach on Scientific Medical Journals, Barriers and Facilitators for the Reduction of Research Waste, and EVBRES initiative. Evidence-based medicine focuses on critical appraisal, development of systematic reviews, and clinical practice guidelines. At least are these some parts of the EBM approach. The value of systematic reviews is known, and editors of scientific medical journals consider systematic reviews as original research nowadays, at least in many cases, not in all so far. But systematic reviews can put a proper contribution to increasing the value and reducing the waste in research. And this is still one of the biggest challenges in the field of research in medicine, because people have to publish. Well, many contracts people are really punished to publish a lot, and that's why people publish nearly everything. And therefore, that's why the Lancet started an initiative a couple of years ago to force people to cite systematic reviews in their introduction and in their discussion when they submit new research. And so not any systematic reviews, it's a systematic reviews to deal with their topic. And this is to justify what they are dealing with. You can use this as well for funders, as for ethics committees. You can use this approach for scientific medical journals. And why is this necessary? It's because researchers are more likely to cite studies when they fit their preferences, unlikely to use a systematic and transparent approach. While there is some meta research on this topic done, shows that some people do not cite a single trial, or just cite one or two trials dealing with their topic, but they could have cited much more trials. If they would have done a proper literature search, or if they would have cited a systematic review on this topic, then it would be sometimes questionable if their research is actually necessary. So what's the purpose of our project today? We suggest to adopt an EBR approach, and that the reporting of systematic reviews meta-analysis must be mandatory in the introduction and the discussion of an article to demonstrate the relevance of the underlying research and place the results into the context of existing evidence. Therefore, we built a group working on this topic, mainly people from EVBRES, but some additional people who were independent volunteers who joined our group. And then we discussed a lot about methods to reach this goal, and we agreed on screening the Web of Science for scientific medical journals, also for the categories of scientific medical journals, and all journals are not related to the field of clinical medicine were excluded. Then we will include, this is the point where we are now, we will include 50% of the journals randomly, and in the first round all those journals will get an open survey from our side. So there's much of work to be done, because we need to extract all email addresses from the editors. And within this open survey, we will ask some open questions. How would you define research waste? What could be the role of medical journals contributing to research waste? What steps is your journal taking to reduce research waste? In your thoughts, what is evidence-based research approach about? Is your journal somehow contributing to the evidence-based research approach, and what barriers and facilitators do you see to implement this contribution? While in some pilot approaches we saw that some editors will probably not just answer what we expected them to answer, so we came up with the idea that we will take the answers of the editors and will add some other questions we have, and then we make a second round closed survey out of it. And the closed survey will be sent to all people who responded to the first round. And within the closed survey, we will ask them to rate on a scale on the importance on some of the items or some of the issues who were addressed before or who we think are important. In the third round, we will invite representatives of 10 journals we can make the contact to and who have responded to both rounds, and we will interview them, and out of those results and the results of the other two rounds, we will generate some recommendations. The recommendations we want later on to be published within the EVBRES handbook. That's the basic idea, so that we as an EVBRES initiative can present some recommendations for scientific medical journals, how they can contribute to facilitate an evidence-based research approach. Because I think this is one of the main conclusions who can be drawn before, who at least we have in mind, is that if you want medicine to be evidence-based, you need research to be evidence-based. And the results of research are very often published, or they're normally published within scientific medical journals. So all results can make their contribution to the whole process of EBR, because if no more studies will be published who do not follow those rules, who do not respect previous work, who do not refer to previous work, and just do the same study and sometimes with even worse quality the 10th or 15th times again. If this process carries on, then we will waste much research, and that's why we think our project can help pretty much to reduce research waste in medicine. All right, in the end, I just want to thank the whole group for their contribution. It's not very easy these times because we are most productive usually when we meet each other at the EVBRES meetings, and therefore this networking tool is very useful. And nowadays it's only possible via email and Zoom meetings. So thank you all, and we want to invite everybody who wants to contribute to the study to get in touch with us. We would be very happy if we have more capacities on working on this project. Thank you very much.